My name's Tiki OBrien. I hail from the greater mighty Waikato.
You are one of the founding members of Tribal Nations. Can you tell us just a little bit about what the motivation was to start the club?
When we first started back in 2000, Tribal Nations was incorporated. It became an incorporated society in 2014. We were whānau, we were mates together riding. We were riding for other causes like cancer rides, toy runs, and it was something that we wanted to ride for. The ranch was part of one of the rides that we thought that, hey, what was happening in New Zealand at the time was something that we really need to address. And we need to really look at our own kaupapa and say, what do we actually want to do? Do we want to ride? Yeah, we're riders, but we're riding for a cause. I think that's what added value to the club. And so a group of us guys and a few females started, and we decided that we wanted to take this kaupapa to the country. That changed the whole direction of the club.
I can imagine that over the years there's been probably quite a lot of people that have just seen Tribal Nations, maybe even initially just as another gang. Can you talk into that at all? How has the response been over the years being a patched club?
Yeah, well, that's something that's quite unusual because we are an MC, and to be able to wear the MC rock is not easy. I think one of the values and the advantages that we had as a club is that many of the members had family members that were gang members, and so a lot of the guys were aged between 45 to 60, and so they were fathers and uncles. Collectively, I guess, being in Ngaruahia, because that's where we started, the heart of the kingitanga, the heart of the Māori King movement. What really mattered for us was our immediate connections with the whānau already, and so that helped sort of set the base. But when we became an official club, an MC club with a name, that sort of changed things a bit slightly, because now we were presenting ourselves in a brand like any new club. It's not easy. People look at you and they say, well, who are you guys? What are you on about? I guess it took a few years for people to be comfortable with us. I think the biggest thing was the fact that being we call it a backseat or a back patch club, well, who are you guys? Are you a gang? It took a while to really get the message out that we weren't. So what we did was one of the things about creating an organisation is you have to write your narrative, because if we don't, someone else will. For example, a good example, we consider ourselves a BPNG. Most people will say, well, what's a BPNG? I've never heard about that before. Well, we had to create that. So BPNG basically stands for Back Patch Non-Gang. And that was part of creating the narrative. You have to make sure that your kaupapa is true. The name itself had to be in tune with what was happening in the community. Hence the reason the word Tribal Nations. We are a tribe of all nations and a nation of all tribes. The name in itself changed the entire kaupapa of where we were heading, because then we looked at, well then, if we are a tribe of all nations and a nation of all tribes, who exactly does that for? And so when we look at our club, it's the diversity is just huge. And we've got people with all different skill sets and experience, young and old, male and female, from all walks of life. The challenge for us as a club and for every single member is to maintain that what we say is what we do. We're not perfect. We're not about trying to look for the perfect person. Most of us have been there, done that, lots of experience, but we're a collective. There's a saying, and it goes something like this: Nāku te raurau, nāu te raurau, kaurai tēnā. From my skill sets, experience, and your skill sets and your experience, together we can achieve anything.
I noticed in recent times members of the club actually had the chance to meet with royalty. Can you tell me how that came about and what that was about?
Okay, let me tell you a story. We knew we were going to meet Prince Charles at Kaikoura that was one of the last events that the White Ribbon Riders were going to attend. And well, one of the things, part of the security phase is you have to sign a piece of paper and give it to the cops so that they could vet you. They got back to me and they said, "Oh, Tiki, we want more information. We'd like your whole profile." Can you imagine what I was feeling? I was looking at all the guys and saying, "How come you didn't get a profile? How come you didn't get a profile? Did I pay that parking ticket?" So anyway, I had to send the profile through. Once we get there, one of the ladies said, "Oh, Tiki, you're going to be our spokesperson." Now, had I had read my emails, I would have actually known what was happening. So I still didn't really know what was happening. Anyway, Ken, our dear captain, said, "Oh, you're going to introduce the royalty to all the members." And it was like, okay, why me? And he said, "Oh, because maybe it's because of your smile." So to cut a short story long, it was quite intensive because when we got there were bomb squads everywhere, there were dogs everywhere. It was like, oh, what's happening here? We got in there. I had to talk to one media person and another person from Wellington who gave me some instructions of protocol, security and all that sort of stuff. We set our bikes up. The idea was we were to park all our bikes up on the side and have the riders stand in the middle of the bikes. And I was also instructed that I had to stand about 2 meters out from the bikes and I had to be within the vicinity of where the prince walked. He came out of the car, came straight up. I had to stand over and shake his hand, introduce myself. He didn't know what the kaupapa was all about, the white ribbon, about domestic violence. This is who we are, this is what we do, and this is why we're here. And he said, "Oh, wow, that's," in his accent, "oh, that's quite fine." And the first thing he said was, "Oh, I see you've got triumphs here." And the great thing about the prince is that he introduced himself to every single one of those members. And I thought that was the fact that he would give his time to that. I was instructed there was only 3 people, but he got to interview everybody. Yep, I know he's a celebrity. Question is, how often does that happen in a person's life? He's been to New Zealand for many times, visited Waitangi and been up and down the country, but to be right next to him and say, "Kia ora, my name is such and such," well, it was a real huge buzz and a memory that I guess a lot of our members and myself will carry for the rest of our life.